Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and I've got a quick one for you. These are the 6 cars in the 2018 Detroit Muscle series from Hot Wheels. Kind of an interesting little series that's popped up at Walmart's, at least in the US, that's where it's popping up it seems. There's a quick peek at the back of the card, which is generic to all of the cars. The artwork is pretty cool, and it is unique to each car. Well, at least the car on the artwork is, obviously. The backdrop is the same, but kind of a cool little, looks like a drawing of a car, and I think it's pretty awesome. But of course, we're going to open these up and take a quick look and just talk about the castings in brief. And so let's start with this one. So this is number 1, the 67 Camaro. Classic Hot Wheels casting. You guys have any idea how many variations there are of this 67 Camaro? Well over 100, for sure. Debuted in 1983. Would be quite a challenge to get all of the variations of it. This particular one does not have an opening hood, is a metal body, plastic base. There is a metal-on-metal version of this casting. There's also, with an opening hood, there is a plastic body metal base version of this casting that also is a color shifter, and it's of course famous for the 1995 treasure hunt, which is a very coveted treasure hunt model. And then of course it also was a super was it not last year but the year, yeah, last year, I think it was 2017, it was a super treasure hunt, which was an homage deco to the original 1983 release. Really cool casting, it is. There are, however, a ton of variations of it, and it would be a tough one to collect them all. I still pick up some cool ones whenever I see them. This one looks okay in metal flake green, with some side tampos there, a little Camaro logo right there. Of course, these are all going to be metal body, plastic base. As far as I know, I don't think they put a metal-on-metal casting in here, which they do sometimes in these little sub-series, but not in this one. So 6 cars in this series. This is number 1 of 6. The second car in the series is this one right here, the 68 Nova. There's the card art. The 68 Nova, I believe, is designed by Phil Reelman. The previous Camaro, by the way, is Larry Wood. This one is somewhat interesting because there's an alternate tool of it. So there's 2 different toolings for this car. This is the one that's got the hood scoop on it. Okay, so this is metal body, plastic base. We've got a very nice color blue with some white tampos, some other lighter blue tampo, side markers, 502 on the hood scoop, and there it is. So this 68 Nova debuted in the 2004 mainline, which it also was in a Collector's Nationals release at that time. Had lots of premium releases, actually. This particular version of the tooling was last seen in 2013 as a 10-pack exclusive. But the alternate tool, the one without a hood scoop, which actually debuted in 2009, was released a bunch of times and last seen in the 2018 mainline, where it got a regular release, a K-Day release, and a Super Treasure Hunt release. So that's probably where you've seen the Nova last, was in its Super release. This tooling is slightly different. I think there's something else a little bit different about it than just the hood scoop. I think the front of the car just looks a little bit different too. It was still kind of a neat one, and they threw it into this Detroit Muscle series, and it's an alright looking casting. I think it's alright. Stance is kind of cool on it, so that rake is kind of cool. So there it is. And then next up, this is actually the one that I really wanted in the series. This is the 69 Ford Mustang Boss 302, and I really like this casting. This probably is my favorite Mustang Hot Wheels casting. It's designed by Junimai. Debuted in the 2012 Hot Wheels Racing series. Here's a quick look at the picture. Card art, it's pretty sweet. Then it was in 2014 Cool Classics. 2015 it got a mainline release, there was also a Super Treasure Hunt, which is a great looking Super Treasure Hunt. 2015 then, it was the Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals. It was a car in that convention. And then I think it was 2017, was it an RLC? I think that's the same casting. It's that blue one. I don't know. I think it's listed as a 70 Ford Mustang Boss 302, but I think it still is this tooling, or a version of this tooling with an opening hood. I forgot to look into that before this video, but anyway, it looks essentially the same as this one. But I love this Mustang tooling. I think it's a fantastic looking one. This is probably the ugliest deco that this car has ever had. And I think I have all of them. I do actually have the convention one. I haven't showed it on my channel yet. I've got the Cool Classics one. I've got the Super. I think the only one I'm missing is the 2012 Hot Wheels Racing Series Mustang Boss 302, so I'll have to get that and add that to the collection to have them all. But I got the real difficult one, which is probably that Collectors Nationals one. Actually, their Hot Wheels Racing Series is probably difficult to get too. But here's this one, and this is the one casting, one of the two castings that I was pretty excited to see in this release. So happy to get add another Boss 302 to the collection. So definitely not a huge Mustang fan, but this is definitely my favorite Mustang casting. All right, moving on from that, this is the other one that I was actually quite excited to see, and that was the '69 Pontiac GTO. This one looks really good. Here's the artwork for it. Artwork looks pretty awesome. We'll go ahead and, of course, open it up. First off, the color is cool. I like it. Color looks great. Wheels on it look pretty good. I don't mind the yellow rimmed wheels, or lipped wheels. Looks pretty nice. This one's just got some deco for tampos. I love the front end of these GTOs, these '69 GTOs. And just a great look. I like this car a lot. I like this casting quite a bit. Johnny Lightning makes a really good version of this year GTO. And I just like it, so I was glad it was added to the series. This one has a chrome interior, which the only reason why that needed to be chrome, well, is because of this. Maybe not just the side, but really the bumper being chrome. I still think it would have looked probably better in black, but it looks okay. The Judge, and looks pretty awesome. So this one debuted in 2005 mainline. It's had a bunch of releases. There was a Super Treasure Hunt of it in 2007, which looks fantastic. I have to get that one. I don't have it. I'll definitely have to get it. And then had an RLC release. Was in like the military rods, fire rods. Last seen in 2017 in the Racing Circuit series, which was also seen at Walmart's. So there's this guy. All right, and then after that, we got the 1970 Dodge Hemi Challenger. Quick peek at the artwork. Looks all right. Here's the car. I do like the red and black coloration of it. I think that looks pretty good. There's the car. This 1970 Hemi Challenger, it's a Phil Reelman tooling, as is the GTO actually that we just looked at. This debuted in the 2006 mainline, had 3 different variations and a K-Day release. It's had this one has actually had quite a few premium releases too, including Ultra Hots and Classics series. And this one was actually in the 2018 mainline, this tooling. And I've noticed that actually quite a bit. Hot Wheels has kind of been doing that. They've been using like the same tooling and releasing it in a bunch of different series with a bunch of different decos in the same year. I mean, the obvious one is the Gasser this year, 2018. But there are actually, if you start like peeking at different series and stuff that came out in 2018, there's quite a bit of overlap actually in toolings that have been out in various releases in the same year. Maybe that's always happened, and now I've just really noticed it because of how many times they released the Gasser this year. the 55 Chevy. So interesting to note. But this one does look pretty nice. Red interior. It's got to have a red interior because of the red shaker. Gray bottom. And it looks quite alright. So, not a bad looking little car. Alright, so the next up we got, and lastly, this is the 70 Ford Torino. I definitely dig this casting. There are two Ford Torino castings that look quite similar. So this is the 1970 Ford Torino, and then there is the 69, I think it's a 69 Ford Torino Talladega. That looks very, very similar to this one too. They're both like slammed. This is a Junimai casting. This one's cool because it's got the, what you call it, louvers or whatever they're called in the back, so it basically doesn't have a back windshield. Of course, metal body, plastic base like the rest of the series. It's kind of a neat casting. This was debuted actually not in the mainline. It debuted in the 2008 Modern Classics series, which is a tough series to get any cars from. It was in the 2008. It was a convention piece in 2008 too. Had a lot of premium and mainline releases. We'd last seen it in 2017 in the Muscle Mania 5-pack. So that was the last this one was seen. I think it's quite alright looking. Definitely one of my favorite little Ford castings. I like the Torino Talladega. That tooling a little bit better than this one. I think it looks a little bit nicer. But this one is no slouch either, and I think it does look pretty good. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. So again, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that. Put them down below. Put them in the comment section down below. Let me know which one of these was your fave. I know this was the one I was probably most excited to see, although I was looking forward to the GTO as well. I'm sure nobody doesn't really like a 67 Camaro. For some reason, that casting would probably still get hoarded, even though, I mean, there's a million releases of it. Go ahead and look it up. Seriously, there's more than 100. So if you really wanted to have fun, go after every single variation of this casting, and you know, you'll have something to do for the remainder of your time collecting Hot Wheels, unless you're, you know, whatever, super rich, can just throw money at the problem. So but quite a nice little series for muscle car collectors, I think. But that's probably the star of the show for me, even though it's got the ugly yellow, brown, and black Tampo action going on. So a little bit of a banana thing going on. And I don't know. And then obviously this one's second, as we already talked about it. Then I probably like that one. And then from there on, it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's going to be it. Oh, and I just realized, too, looking at this car, I've got an error. A quality control issue. The window was not put in 100% proper, creating a gap between the roof of the car and the top of the windshield. Now, that is probably fixable without taking this car apart. Should I try to do it while we're still on camera? We'll see if I can pop it back into place. And let's see here. That is actually probably going to be a no. So, we're stuck with that one. That's okay. That's hard to notice anyway, unless you're really looking. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate all your feedback. I appreciate all your support. And have yourself a great day.